For centuries, we have treated the line between life and death as an absolute and irreversible threshold. But what if it's more of a permeable membrane, a place where consciousness can linger, observe, and return with stories that defy our understanding of reality? These aren't just tales from the fringes, they are accounts from the very people dedicated to reason and evidence, scientists. Today, we explore the top 5 near-death experiences described by those who have dedicated their lives to the empirical world, only to find themselves at the edge of another. Number 5. The neurosurgeon's transcendent journey. Dr. Eben Alexander, a Harvard-trained neurosurgeon, was a man of science, skeptical of anything that couldn't be measured. Then a rare bacterial meningitis sent him into a 7-day coma. His neocortex, the part of the brain responsible for thought and consciousness, was completely shut down. Medically, he was not there. Yet he described a journey to a realm of vivid, hyper-realistic beauty. He floated among clouds, guided by a melody, accompanied by a woman who communicated without words. The message was one of unconditional love. Upon recovery, Dr. Alexander had no memory of his life before the coma, but the memory of this other place was pristine. For a scientist whose career was built on the brain creating consciousness, his experience suggested the opposite. Consciousness exists independently of the brain, a conclusion that continues to challenge the bedrock of neuroscience. Number 4. The anesthesiologist's view from above. Dr. Rajiv Bharti was a chief anesthesiologist, a man who controlled the delicate balance between life and unconsciousness for a living. During an emergency surgery for a severe infection, he had what he later identified as an out-of-body experience. He recalls floating above the operating table, observing his own surgery with an unnerving calm. He could hear the surgeon's jokes, see the instruments, and feel the anesthesiologist's anxiety. But then he was pulled away into what he describes as a hellish realm, a consequence of his materialistic life. He was shown visions of his past actions and their impact on others. This was followed by an encounter with beings of light, who offered him a choice: return to his life and change, or stay. Dr. Bharti chose to return. He quit his lucrative job and dedicated his life to spiritual wellness, a stark transformation for a man once defined by material success. Number 3. The physicist and the quantum field. In the world of quantum physics, reality is far stranger than it appears. Particles can be in multiple places at once, and observation changes outcome. This is the world of physicist and author Dr. John C. Lilly, who experimented with sensory deprivation tanks. He sought to understand the nature of consciousness by stripping away all external stimuli. In this void, he reported leaving his body and traveling through different dimensions of reality. He described these spaces not as spiritual heavens, but as intricate mathematical structures, fields of pure information and light. He believed he was tapping into a universal network of consciousness, a sort of cosmic internet. His scientific mind interpreted the ineffable not through a religious lens, but through the language of physics, suggesting that what we call the afterlife might be another state of existence within the quantum fabric of the universe itself. Number 2. The biologist and the web of life. Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor, a Harvard-trained neuroanatomist, had a unique window into the mechanics of the brain. Then, one morning, she experienced what she had spent her career studying: a massive stroke. A blood vessel exploded in the left hemisphere of her brain. As her left brain, the center of logic, language, and ego, began to fail, her right brain's consciousness took over. She describes losing her sense of self, the boundary between her body and the room dissolving. She felt herself become one with the energy around her, a part of a vast, interconnected, and peaceful whole. She watched her own body, a detached observer, as she struggled to call for help. Her recovery took 8 years, but the experience gave her a profound insight that this state of blissful, unified consciousness, what she calls la-la land, is always accessible to us, a function of our own neurology. It's not a place we go after death, but a state of being we can find within life. Number 1, the psychiatrist's shared experience. Perhaps the most unsettling accounts are those that aren't experienced alone. Dr. Raymond Moody, a psychiatrist and philosopher, coined the term near-death experience. While documenting hundreds of cases, he stumbled upon a rarer, more baffling phenomenon, the shared death experience. In these instances, a healthy person sitting with a loved one who is passing away finds themselves part of the journey. They might see the same tunnel of light, witness the life review, or even feel themselves being lifted out of their body alongside the person who is dying, only to be sent back at the last moment. These accounts come from rational, grounded individuals, nurses, doctors, and family members who suddenly share a glimpse into another reality. Unlike a personal NDE, which can be attributed to a dying brain, these shared events defy simple biological explanation. It suggests that the experience of death is not an isolated internal event, but something that can ripple outward, touching those nearby. From the quiet halls of neuroscience to the operating theatres and the abstract realms of quantum physics, these stories converge on a single, unsettling point. The most rational minds, when faced with the ultimate unknown, return not with data, but with a new understanding of existence. They tell us that consciousness might not be a flicker of electricity in our brain, but something far more fundamental to the cosmos. The truth, it seems, isn't something we discover with instruments alone. Sometimes it must be experienced. Thank you for watching. If these hidden truths resonate with you, follow our channel for more explorations into the unknown.